Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a video about the Ordinary products. There seems to be, from talking to people, my friends, and I get quite a lot of messages about this, a general confusion as to how to use these products, how to layer them, how to combine them, morning, night, what other products can be used with or without. I think generally people just feel slightly nervous about really using the full range and understanding what it does and how it delivers. So I'll try my best. I think the thing about The Ordinary, when I say The Ordinary, actually it is owned by the parent company, which is Deciem. And the two main brands of these skin products, they have a few brands, are The Ordinary and Niod. And these have been really popular and successful over the last sort of 18 months particularly, with women beginning to take control over the ingredients that they're putting into their skin and mixing and matching and making their own formulations. Because in essence, what these products do by The Ordinary, by Niod, is they deliver targeted serums that are specific to a certain concern. So if you go to a high-end brand for a all singing, all dancing, anti-aging serum, you will have some components which will be sort of absolute foundations of those serums, and they will be antioxidants, they will be in whatever form, vitamin C most probably, retinoid or retinol, and the hyaluronic acid component, the molecules of moisture that help combine and deliver all of this deep hydration into the skin. What this brand has done is sort of revolutionise the skincare system, allowing women to take control themselves over which serum they want to use and how they want to put them together. And because they are so incredibly reasonably priced, the majority of these serums that I'm going to be talking to you about today are sort of between £5 and £8. So highly affordable, and I think it's one of those things whereby it's always been quite a closed shop, unless you're a dermatologist or somebody like me who's been quite interested and passionate about skincare, and over the last 20-25 years I've always read ingredients, so I'm always a little bit skeptical of a product that promises an incredible resolution or result. I would, whatever the branding is, whatever the draw of the title of the serum, if it's some sort of Hydra Boost, skin saving, brightening, whatever it may say, those are the key words that we sort of hone in on and we get excited about. I've always, over the years, just turned things over and had a good read of what the ingredients are, because there are certain things that will work, and I know from myself what's worked for me. So my routine with these products is specific to me. It's what my skin needs. I am 51, my skin is dry, historically always has been dry, and this combination of products will not necessarily be particularly good for a very young, oily skin, congested. This will not target those concerns. Nevertheless, the products that I am using can be used by much younger skins in a preventative and curative measure, because a lot of damage is already done to the skin by the time you're 28 or 30, by sun damage from the sun, by too much alcohol, perhaps smoking, and aggressors, pollutants, stress. So the products that I'm using aren't specifically for an older skin, they work for mine. This is my routine, and I will explain to you how I apply and how I've gained the confidence to know how to mix things and match them, and hopefully it will help you. In actual fact, the reason I was prompted to make this video is a very close friend of mine was fascinated with my Ordinary Niod products, and she was asking me, oh, I've ordered them all now, what do I do? How do I apply them? What order? And I wrote her a list, and she uses that religiously. In actual fact, she's now passed that list on to friends of hers as well, who are equally fascinated and they want to know how to use it. So there's this kind of like list circulating around, and I know of a lot of people who've done a similar thing as well. They've told their friends how to use the products, and it's almost by word of mouth, because we don't have counters with sales assistants, and that's obviously why the price is so low. So you don't have a sales assistant other than in the shop to fully inform you or to bombard you with loads of marketing. You need to self-inform. So here we go. The very first product, once you have cleansed, is CAIS, Copper Amino Isolate Serum. Now this comes in a rather, this comes in two separate pots, one in this and the other, and you literally take the lid off and pour the ingredient into here, shake it, a little bit like a home hair dye, I suppose, and then you're left with this vivid blue serum. I will put this onto the palm of my hand and rub it in and press in all over, everywhere, quite quickly, and make sure that it's penetrated in. Copper is an excellent product for skin health, promoting and maintaining skin health. You might not see an immediate visible difference as you would with something like a vitamin C. Perhaps even within 3 or 4 days of using vitamin C, you might see a brightening. With the copper, you might not see an immediate result, but don't let that be something that puts you off. It is benefiting the overall long-term health of your skin. So that's the first step that the brand tell us to do. I've been sticking to that format and I'm really happy with it. Now, after that, I tend to use my eye products because I feel that before I've put too much on my hands and I've complicated the issue, I want to do the delicate eye area. This product is Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate. It's a skin saviour, it's an eye saviour. Up until now, we've always been taught to dab very gently with a ring finger, little amounts, tiny pea-sized amounts of eye cream in the orbital area, and it will migrate and help. I've actually never done that. I've always slathered eye creams around the eye area because it's the area that's needed the most hydration. This is a very viscous, silky texture. I don't have any left in this. I don't know why I'm opening it. I'm waiting for a new one to arrive. It's a really, really lovely silky texture. This promises results on the eyelid. So the eye, as you get older, you first of all start to see signs of aging here, perhaps in as early as your late 20s, early 30s to late 30s. Then perhaps into your 40s, you'll start to see aging and crepiness on the top lid and perhaps drooping. Now this product fortifies the top lid, strengthens it, lifts it, and prevents that drooping, tired, aging look. It's a superb eye serum. I have a couple of other brands that I also use that have similar ingredients that I also swear by, but this video is Ordinary Deciem, and that is an amazing, amazing product, and it's one, when it sells out, it's well deserved because I think everybody's trying to get their hands on it. So we've done our Copper Amino Isolate Serum, our CAIS. We have done the eye area with whatever product you choose to use, Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate for this routine. Now, then we're moving on to antioxidants. Antioxidants are absolutely vital for protecting the skin against the aggressors of the pollutants in the air, stress, all sorts of things that will attack and cause degeneration at the cellular level. This particular antioxidant is very, very, very high strength. It's called resveratrol and ferulic acid. 3% each, so very, very high combination, high solution. That feels very hydrating, lovely to use actually. None of these products have exciting scents. They're very almost medicinal or non-scented. There's nothing exciting about the packaging or the perfume. but you get what you pay for and you get results. So these are amazing products. Resveratrol and ferulic in the palm of the hand, rub the hands together and press in all over. Press in really quite well and deeply. I always take serums down my neck and onto the chest area as well. And if you have any left over on your hands, take it onto this part of your arm and the back of your hands. I've been doing this for years actually with serums, and I think that's another of the joys of these products of The Ordinary. They're so incredibly well priced. At £5 for this little serum, I think you feel that you can afford to be a little bit lavish and take it onto your arms and your hands, because those are they're still our skin. We often just concentrate on this and tend to forget that this and this and this are very much reflectors of whether or not we're looking after ourselves. So don't just leave your skincare to this area. Do remember to take it down as far as you possibly can to this area and beyond. Likewise with SPF, obviously it's terribly important to not just focus on here, take it onto the back of the hands and to the chest area as well. So the antioxidant has been pressed in and penetrated. The next step, which I sometimes alternate every couple of days, I don't use it daily because it's quite strong, is vitamin C. Vitamin C is a wonder product for brightening the skin and clarifying. The one I use is the Ordinary 30% suspension, which is a very high concentration of vitamin C. Vitamin C is notoriously difficult to deliver into the skin because once it gets into contact with the air, once it oxidizes, it degenerates. So it needs to be kept into a stable form in order to be able to do the job it needs to do. With this product, you do see almost immediate benefit to using it. I think it's important to acclimatise your skin to vitamin C. If you've never used it, start at the lowest possible formulation. I will link below which form the Ordinary use. As I said, I use the highest possible level because I've been using vitamin C for a long time now and my skin can tolerate it. It is a grainy formulation which can't be pressed in. That really does have to be rubbed into the skin and massaged in deeply so that the capsules with the vitamin C are broken down and the vitamin C actually gets to where it needs to get. It's quite strong smelling, a little bit like if you use vitamin C products, you'll be well aware it's a really distinctive smell. It's a little bit like fake tan, that fake tan smell. If you use that as your morning routine and the day's quite warm, you do get kind of a repetition of that smell kind of coming onto you, returning of the smell. Some people really dislike that and find it unpleasant to have that on their skin. I don't have a problem with it. If you don't like it in the day, use it at night. However, I would advise you to not use vitamin C at night if you're going to use retinol. I'm going to get onto the retinol in a moment, but vitamin C can be used day or night. But for my routine, I do use it in the day. But as I said, I don't use it every day. So we've done our copper amino isolate serum, we've done our antioxidant, we have added in our vitamin C. You can, if you're short of time, mix the antioxidant, resveratrol and ferulic with the vitamin C, mash it up and put it on. You don't have to layer one after the other. That's just the way I do it because I like to be sure that each product has penetrated. So I wait a few seconds between each one. But this is fine to be mixed with the resveratrol and ferulic and applied all together. After this, you are then going to use your hyaluronic acid. It sounds scary because it's another acid, and the assumption is, we've used an acid in ferulic acid, we're using hyaluronic acid. They aren't acids like exfoliating acids like glycolic or any of the others. The hyaluronic acid is a hydrating molecule. So there are two that the company produce. The Niod brand, the brand Niod has this one called MMHC, Multimolecular Hyaluronic Complex. and the ordinary is the hyaluronic acid 2%. Now, I like them both the same. I believe this has a stronger, more powerful, more potent formulation, hence the price differential. They both are equally sumptuous and luxurious to use. They are lovely and silky. So these hyaluronic acid complexes are vital for promoting the deep hydration and that sort of skin plumping, firming feeling. These are the sorts of products, this type of product, the hyaluronic acid, MMHC or the hyaluronic acid 2%, have an immediate effect in terms of the way your skin feels and looks. It literally kind of plumps up the surface of the skin. When that has absorbed, after a few seconds, I will use an oil, which may sound sort of a bit too much for some people. My skin is particularly dry, and even if your skin isn't dry, I would highly recommend using this. It is their 100% cold pressed virgin marula oil, packed full of wonderful, again, antioxidants and deeply hydrating, wonderful properties. This is a very hydrating oil. It's not a dry oil by any means. Take it again down here, makes the neck very tacky, but it's important because you do need to hydrate. So that is my last step. I will say that at some stage before I put on my makeup, I really am, I would say 50-50 as to whether or not I need a moisturiser. I'll always use an SPF, but depending on how hydrated my skin is feeling, how nourished it's feeling, I may put on a light moisturiser just to seal on the top before I put on my SPF. Sounds like a lot of things to do, but really this can actually all be done in under a minute and a half. You can just quickly pack them in and do them. I'm longing it out for this video to explain to you what each product does and how it works, and hopefully help you to understand how easy they are and how wonderful they are in terms of being able to transform your skin. If you've never been a skincare junkie or never even remotely interested, you just kind of reach for a bottle and say, okay, it does what it says on the tin. Hopefully this will give you some comfort as to feeling a little bit more confident in exploring the products that are needed for your skin type. Now, there are some other products that I swear by that also form part of my routine. This particular one is for an older skin, I would say sort of late 30s up. It's called Neck Elasticity Catalyst by Niod. It is an unassuming, not particularly exciting looking yellow gel, which is really quite icky. It's not the easiest of products to sink in. It does tend to sort of feel like it stays on the surface of the skin and the neck. I take it up the neck and the lower third of the face here in an upward motion, and this is just at the end of the routine. Another product which I use, it's a maintenance product. This is the Ordinary's peeling serum, AHA's peeling serum, and it's quite scary looking, blood red, as you can see from this. Actually, it kind of looks, it's got the consistency of fake blood as well, if you can see that. It's like something that you'd use for a Halloween costume. Rub into the hands and all over the face after cleansing. I'm not going to put it on now because I'm actually going to end up like bright red. So once a week or more or less, depending on your tolerance, and that is something that you would learn from using it. It's a deep level exfoliating peel. You leave it on the skin. I believe that the directions suggest 20 minutes. I might leave it on a little bit more. I think if your skin were to feel particularly tingly, perhaps take it off a little earlier. You can just wash it off. It's not that easy to wash off, so perhaps a flannel or a muslin cloth to remove it with some tepid water is the best, but your skin is literally glowing like it's had some sort of radiant shine on it. It's a really, really amazing product. Of course, when you do exfoliate at a deep level like that with this type of peeling product, all of your serums penetrate penetrate better into your skin, because they're not fighting against that top level layer of dead skin cells, and possibly not clean skin as well. It depends on how well you clean. So this is an important part of your regime if you want to get the best out of the serums that you're investing in, and that you're not just investing your money, but you're investing your time. If you're going to bother to try and deal with a routine and see the results, you have to incorporate the exfoliating peeling element. And this product might look a little bit scary. It's certainly not one that you're going to want to walk around the house with little babies and toddlers and look at you and be like really, really frightened. I'm sure when mine were younger, they would have been really scared and horrified to see that kind of red all over my face. But it's great and really well priced. And as far as I know from the people that I speak to who use it, it's well tolerated by a lot of skin types. So we've gone through a day routine. Now, if I were to change this to a nighttime routine, I am going to incorporate my retinol. Now, retinol is an incredibly important anti-aging, skin brightening product. It really is integral to any regime where you want to create a production of collagen. You're wishing to control pigmentation, hyperpigmentation, skin aging from exposure to the sun, dullness, flakiness. Retinol is an absolute dream product, but it needs to be used with caution. This is not actually retinol, this is retinoid. Some skin types find that retinol is too harsh and their skin actually doesn't react terribly well. Although they may benefit from the eventual results, their skin can react and they can have flare-ups and some breakouts, or even worse, actual sort of reaction. Now, the brand believe that this, which is a Granactive retinoid, is calmer to the skin, less harsh, and less likely to cause that kind of reaction if you're prone to it, but with exactly the same benefits. So it's like a win-win, really. This retinol I would only advise using at night, because retinol is not really compatible with the daylight. You need to use an SPF even if you are using this product at night, but I would highly recommend using it at night only, because if you're putting it on in the day, you're then going to have to be super careful with your SPF, because retinol by its very nature makes the skin more prone to being damaged by the sun. And when I say the sun, I don't mean sunbathing, I mean just exposure to daylight. Now, this is again, they all come in this pipette form, a white milky serum. That is the amount that I would use, and just 2 drops, again, all over, pressing in, take it right up to the eye area. Smells really nice, this one. It smells quite clean and fresh. It's probably my favourite smell, because as I've said, they're not particularly exciting or perfumed, and that's a good thing actually that they're not perfumed. So the retinol is a nighttime nighttime product. As I've said before, without sounding too confusing, if you don't like the vitamin C in the day, use it in the evening, but alternate it with the retinol. So you can do vitamin C one evening, retinol the second evening, vitamin C the third, retinol the fourth, and so on. If, however, you're happy with using the vitamin C in the day, and it does take that little bit longer to absorb because it's slightly grainy, and it does, as I said, have that slightly biscuity scent, which you may not like, so you may prefer to use it in the evening. All or any is fine. The only thing I would advise against is using retinoid in the daytime. Otherwise, really all of these can be used day and night in the order in which I have suggested. And I would guarantee you that a quite careful regime of these products will really start to turn around skin that is looking dull, tired, needing to brighten, and actually probably reverse signs of aging, because these products are the core of a good anti-aging serum. I hope that this has been informative. I really hope I've not made it too complicated by going on and on and on. And obviously it has been very much focused on what I use and why I use it. And it may well be that oil is one step too far for some people. It may well be that this is too lengthy for some and they would actually only want to incorporate one or two things. If that's the case, I would say do the copper amino isolate serum and use one, either the antioxidant or the vitamin C, and maybe the oil or a moisturiser. You don't have to use all of them. I do, because I know how well they work, and I know that, as I said, they would form the ingredients of a multi-functioning anti-aging preventative serum. So all of these things would be part of those serums anyway that you would be going and buying. All you're doing is actually upping the ingredients or reducing them according to your skin's needs. Our skin changes pretty much on a daily basis, sometimes by the amount of sleep you've had, the amount of water, hydration you may have had, the amount of alcohol you may have drunk the night before, the amount of stress that you have been under, whether or not you've been on a flight. If you've actually been exposed to sunlight, your skin will feel maybe a little bit tender if you've not protected your skin. If you have maybe had poor diet for a few days, this will be manifested in your skin health, and it's only transitory, but that's why I particularly like products like this, because you can mix and match. If your skin is feeling more dehydrated, you can add a little bit more hyaluronic acid or a little bit more oil. If your skin is feeling peachy and great, then maybe let that go for a few days. But I particularly like being able to allow the change of all of these ingredients to personalize it to your routine. And I think that's really the point. Rather than being dictated to, we're beginning to learn how to make skincare work for ourselves, and also to not pay through the nose for some marketing campaign that just taps into our vulnerability. I love this brand, I love what it stands for. I love the fact that they're very transparent, they are cruelty free, they don't test on animals. A lot of the products are vegan as well. You can find all of that by going onto their website. If you tap in the product that you're interested in, the information will come up. So for those who really care about these issues, and most of us do, I think we would all be very heartened to see that. In fact, it would be lovely if all of the major big brands were as transparent as that as well. I think the time has come for us to be able to ask these questions and have them readily available. So I think that the Ordinary Deciem tick a lot of boxes in that respect, and that they're tapping into what we're wanting to know as well, what we're putting into our skin, and we're not having to have this sort of obfuscation with other brands. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed making it. I hope, actually, it's the first time I filmed in my bathroom. I've enjoyed it. I don't know if the aesthetic works. Let me know. Maybe I'll do some more skincare videos in here, because this is actually rather more where obviously I'm using my skincare as opposed to my makeup, which I tend to film my other videos in my bedroom. The light's going now because I've had some issues with my memory card being full and my battery and all sorts of things, so it's been a bit disjointed, but I'm hoping this video works well for you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. So please let me know what you think of this, and I would love to hear your feedback, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.